Kebabs in Berlin shit on the British ones, but what makes them so good, and can we decode that flavour in time for the seasoning that we might not even make? But first, an update on the voting. There's a war going on the Club Maniac Discord, and it's not pretty. Garlic jam seems to have a very dedicated fan base, including amongst our own staff. But German-style doner kebab seasoning has a narrow lead of just 13 votes.
What is that called? Fox.
If it loses, this whole research trip will have been for nothing, but whilst we're here, we may as well learn a little bit about kebab history. The doner kebab as we know it was invented in Berlin by Turkish immigrants. However, there is some controversy around which particular immigrant invented it first. The most widely accepted theory is that it was this man, Kadir Neumann, who had a little food stand near the Berlin Zoo and was the first to put doner in bread.
Exactly where I'm standing is where the mythology says that the first ever doner kebab was sold in Berlin.
However, this theory is directly contested by the Hesse Restaurants group, who claim that their restaurants were serving doner in bread to locals in Kreuzberg as early as 1970. So, naturally, as Kadir's kebab stand no longer exists, this seemed like the best place to go for us to taste the most authentic kebab in Berlin. And, more importantly, see what flavours really stand out so that we can get inspiration for our seasoning. Needless to say, the kebab was incredible, a very traditional and clean flavour that allowed the meat to shine. Much more modern kebab trend in Berlin, however, is the Gemuza kebab. These kebabs are much more focused on the vegetables, hence Gemuza, and the sauces and toppings. So we tracked down this absolute legend at Neffi's Gemuza kebab and started asking a few questions.
Was ist das? Soßen in Mitte. Garlic. Looks delicious.
There's this very particular vibrant yellow sauce that they put in most Berlin kebabs. They all seem to just call it garlic sauce when asked, but it definitely has a lot more in it than that. As well as being really garlicky, it has this slight sweetness and a mild curry flavour. Needless to say, I'm obsessed with it.
Should I try?
When Jen finally managed to get it all in her mouth, we began decoding the flavours that we felt best represented the kebabs that we'd tried.
And my idea is very garlic forward, bit of sumac, tiny bit of curry powder, obviously salt, and then sweetness. It has to have sweetness because sweetness is big, and a tanginess because yogurt is a big flavour as well.
Luckily we bought 2 of them, which allowed the decoding to go on well into the afternoon. We've had some really great ideas, but next Jen wants to take us to her hometown to get some final perspective on the kebabs that she herself grew up with.
Mother is saying these are